Hi, everybody. This is Colleen with Monkeys and Hats. I am live right now. I'm by myself without Kate. She's off doing something super fabulous. So instead of the Kate and Colleen show, this is just the Colleen show. We got some new software and it is like malfunctioning. So I just want you to know that it is not just you, but there are a lot of times when stuff just doesn't want to work properly. So please go ahead, chime in, let me know if you're here. Today I want to talk a little bit about Facebook engagement and a few Facebook tips. All right, so here we go. And I think I'm live. Colleen is now live in consignment marketing. So yep, it looks like we are good to go. All right, awesome. So back in 1990s, there was a book that was published and it was called The Clue Train Manifesto. And basically what they were saying is that, hey, businesses, marketing is conversational. It's all about conversations. It's not marketing to people. It's actually really all about building relationships and having conversations. And that was all the way in 1990. And that was back in the time when the internet was just kind of coming up and about and new. And this book was saying, hey, we now have this awesome new tool called the internet. Let's get on it. And it's an awesome tool to use for marketing. But this advice was completely ignored. And in the early 2000s, more and more marketing people like myself and others were launching blogs and joining online communities, and we were gathering online and offline to talk about how beneficial it was to utilize the internet to build relationships. I don't know about you, but I was even taking classes back then. We were learning how to do online lead generation and building our own lead funnels, lead capture funnels. So this was all going on in the 2000s, but it still didn't really take off at that point in time. So it took some very, very bold companies to come on the scene before everyone really started to notice. One of those companies you might remember is called Blendtec. And Blendtec launched on the scene with this crazy campaign about, we can blend anything. Tell us what you want to see blended and we will blend it in our blender. Blendtec can blend anything. And that created the engagement. That's where the relationship started. And what happened is people started commenting and writing in and contacting them and saying, we want to see you blend a rake. We want to see you blend a cell phone. We want to see you blend fans. Like they were just going crazy with all the different requests. And that is what started the conversation. It started the commitment, the engagement, the commitment by people and the commitment by businesses to say, hey, wait a minute. There is like this whole new fabulous, awesome opportunity out here. So hi, Anita. I can see that you are watching. Hello, Anita. Thanks for joining in. And brands and companies, they wanted immediate results because that's what business wants. They immediately want to do something and see instant gratification. So they started throwing money at ads and they said, we don't have time to be building relationships. We don't have time to all this engagement stuff. We just want instant results. So they started to funnel their yellow pages advertising. They started funneling magazine advertising, billboard advertising, radio and television advertising funds. And they started putting it into social media, putting it into this thing called the internet. And those are all called disruption ads because we disrupt people with those ads. Like they're watching something, doing something, and then all of a sudden our ad disrupts what they're doing and they see our marketing ad. So there's no engagement in paid ads, none whatsoever. And I'm not saying that paid ads are bad. They're very, very good. But they are short-lived marketing campaigns and they're very expensive. Once your ad is done, it's done and over, it's done its job, hopefully. And then you have to put out more money and create a new ad and paid for ad time in order to run another ad. But conversations and engagement, they continue on long past the ad once the ad is over. So conversations and engagement continue today to be the number one strategy and stronghold of the best marketing campaigns. So businesses, however, are always saying the same thing. We don't have time. We need to see the clicks. We need to see the impressions. We need to see the results. We need to, spend our ad dollars wisely. We don't have time. We don't have time to do all this engagement stuff and build a relationship. And I don't have time to write a blog and then wait 6 months for people to start seeing it and reacting to it. But here's the deal. We've been talking about this since the 1990s. And back then, you didn't have time. Nobody had time, right? No business owner has time. We don't have time. And then the 2000s came along and we were still talking about it. Still, we don't have time. And then the 2005s and the 2010s came and we still don't have time. And then 5 years ago, you didn't have time. 6 weeks ago, you didn't have time. Last week, you didn't have time. Today, you don't have time. Next week, you won't have time. Next month, you won't have time. So basically, you're never going to have time. The whole idea is that the longer you wait to take the time to build the relationships, the harder it's going to get and the more expensive it's going to get. So it's not too late. You can take the time right now, and I highly encourage you to take that time to do some engagement building and relationship building on your social media. Engage with people. Do some surveys. Ask your customers, what do they need and want? What are their problems? What are they passionate about? What are they excited about? And then talk about it with them. This is called social media for a reason. It is social. Okay, so people come into your home and you probably don't try to sell them things. You're social with them. They're your friends. That is the whole idea of social media. It's about being social, and it's about talking with people, not talking at people. So I know it's a new concept. I know you have to kind of retrain your brain to learn a new concept of taking the time, slowing down a little bit. But I'm telling you that the more social that you can be, the more beneficial that will be to you in the long run. You get more engagement. Then when you get more engagement, the algorithms are even nicer to you when you're placing an ad or when you are posting things on Facebook and on Instagram, because they can see that, wow, this is a person that people respond to. This is a person who really has something to say. Make videos just like this one, just like I'm sitting here talking to you today in our group. We've created a community of consignment store owners, resale store owners and marketers and their managers. And it's a community. And we talk about your problems, we talk about your challenges, we talk about fun things, we give advice, we support each other, we celebrate each other's wins. That's all engagement. This is exactly the right thing to be doing and exactly what you should be doing on your pages. So I'm not saying to stop the live videos. I'm not saying to turn off the Facebook advertising or the Instagram ads. Absolutely not. And continue to do those things. In fact, in the next little while, like next week or coming up soon, I'm going to be teaching about some new Facebook ad strategies to help you beat the algorithms. But hi, Vina. Welcome. Thanks for popping in. And the whole idea, though, is that it's only part of your strategy. You don't go build a house with just a hammer, right? Like, you can't. You have to build a house with other tools. You're going to need a hammer and a saw and a screwdriver and a sander and probably about 50 other tools, maybe even 100. I don't know. I've never built a house. But the whole idea is that you don't set out with just one thing in your toolbox. You set out with a whole entire toolbox to build a house. And that's the same exact thing when it comes to marketing, is you need to have a whole entire toolbox. And paid advertising is just one strategy in your toolbox. And then you have to utilize social media as it's set out to be, social. So take the time. I know it feels like it's a waste of time. I totally get it. it's not a waste of time. It's really, really not. So if you can kind of retrain your brain to rethink how you think about being social and having those conversations and building those relationships, all of that is extremely, extremely valuable. And think about that in terms of like dollars, dollars added, value added onto your marketing. I don't know how to put that into a quantitative format for you, but the whole idea is that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes spent building relationships actually does equate to marketing dollars spent. You're creating those stronger relationships. Those people tend to stay with you longer. There's more loyalty. Then you can get into the lifetime value of your customers. So I really want to encourage you to rethink how you think about social media and really, really get more social. Does anyone have any questions? I see we've got a few viewers. Does anyone have any questions? Does anybody have any comments? Can I answer any questions for you today about this topic? Okay, so it's so weird, right? Just talking to people and not having someone to have dialogue with. So if nobody has any comments, I hope that you will maybe think of some and share your comments later on, and I will be more than happy to answer them. I hope everyone is having a really, really fabulous holiday season. And remember, take the time to have some conversation with your customers. Think about sending out an email that has no sales, no products for sale, no new arrivals. It's just an email to say, we love you. Thank you for being our customer. Happy holidays. We sent out an email just like that on Thanksgiving for our clients. And I actually put in the header, this email contains no sales. We have nothing for sale. We have no new arrivals. We just want to express our gratitude for you. That's the purpose of this email. And we got a huge open rate, huge open rates. We also created in that email a wonderful write-up, a history of Black Friday, which was really interesting. And people responded. People actually wrote back and said, wow, that was so interesting. Thank you for your lovely email. Thank you for sharing that information. That was so much fun to read. We shared it at Thanksgiving. So people really, really want to have that friendship with you. So take the time to be social, and that is what social media really is all about. So thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in to today. It was just the Colleen Show. We'll be back with the Kate and Colleen Show next Tuesday. Is that December 3rd? I don't know what that date is. No, that can't be December 3rd because today's the 27th. Anyway, next Tuesday, whatever that date is, first week of December, 3:30 Eastern Time. Tune in and we will be back with the Kate and Colleen Show. Bye, everyone.